No.
Stop it! Can you be serious?
Okay.
Babe! Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of
Queer Girl Straight Skates. I'm Rebel.
I'm Shove, once again being forced to be in front of the camera rather than behind.
Don't let her lie to you, she loves it.
Help, I'm still being kidnapped.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about fear. I get a lot of questions all the time.
I was scared.
Wow. I get questions all the time from skaters who are saying, hey, I'm new and I'm really scared to go roller skating outside, or even skaters who are a little bit more intermediate or advanced who are scared to try new tricks, and they want to know how to get over the fear of roller skating. So I think first thing we need to tell everyone is that you are not alone. Everyone is scared.
Yeah,
I'm scared.
Literally everyone.
Literally everyone is scared.
Professional skaters trying new tricks, or sometimes even just complicated things they know how to do. Like, I've seen it. I've seen it with my own two eyes.
Yeah, I felt it. Like, I feel scared all the time. And so it's something that you have to learn how to deal with. It's not just something that goes away once you're good.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I still bail sometimes, like, the simplest of things I've done 100 times, because something in my mind, a little thing called fear and anxiety, is just like, you're gonna die. Don't.
You're gonna fall and everyone's gonna make fun of you. You're gonna look like a fool. Like, all those things go through my head all the time.
Yeah, but then you just have to find out how to, like, skate along with that fear.
Roll with it.
And just be like, it's okay, you're there, but we got this, we're gonna be all right. Because don't forget, fear is something you should have, because fear can save your life. It's your body saying, danger.
Yeah. Number one, you need to remember that you are not alone in this. There are a ton of other skaters feeling the exact same way that you feel. Okay, so now that we all know that we're not alone in our fear, what are some things that we can do to help deal with our fear? Like, if I want to go skating today, but I'm scared, what do I do?
Identify those fears. Why are you afraid? What's making you second guess leaving the house in your skates or trying that new trick? Like, is it the fear of getting hurt? Is it the fear of being laughed at? And then identify those fears and make a list. And what do you do with that list?
There's this thing called cognitive restructuring. And essentially what it is, you know how we all talk negatively to ourselves? Like, we all are our own biggest critics. Like, we say, hey, you can't do that. Or we say, hey, you're ugly. Or you can't roller skate. You're too old. Or you're too big. Or you're too... insert whatever insecurity you have there. Well, that's called negative self-talk. And cognitive restructuring is all about taking that negative self-talk and switching it around and turning it to positives.
Yep.
So what you do is you take the fear that you have and then you say, okay, so I know that I'm scared because I'm worried about getting hurt. So what is it that I know that I can do to help lessen the reality of me getting hurt in the future? And so maybe I would write down on my list, like, oh, I wear all my full gear. And so that reduces the likelihood of me getting hurt. And so you want to identify your fears and then attach actions to them that you can take that will help to limit or lessen the likelihood of your fear playing out.
I really think it's important to have, like, a mental inventory of this list, or even something on your phone to look at to just remind yourself every once in a while. For me, if I kind of bail on something simple that I'm like, I've done this 100 times, but all of a sudden fear is like, you can't do it, I like to, like, go back and think of a time I did succeed at it and be like, you've done this before, you got it, it's okay. And then chances are I do it and I'm like, that was nothing. It was just like, I got stuck in my head, which is totally okay and it's normal. It's just trying not to let that fear defeat you. It's definitely just something you have to, like, remind yourself that it's okay. But everyone bails, everyone freaks out, and then just really think, like, why are you freaked out? Okay, I'm just gonna do it. and then do it.
I also think that like another thing that you can do to help deal with your fear is to not try and do things in such big chunks. So you want to break things down into small baby steps, because it is way, way easier to just say, okay, next I need to lace up my skates, than it is to say, okay, now I need to skate all the way to the park. So taking baby steps and just telling yourself, all I need to do is conquer this next step instead of trying to conquer the whole thing, that's going to help trick your mind into making the progress that you would have stopped yourself from making because you were scared.
Definitely.
I mean, that's how I learned how to drop in, is I learned how to count in my head, like step, step, drop. Like I wasn't thinking, okay, drop in now. It was
I
count
do
and
one,
step. Yeah.
2, 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Count and step in. And so that helps me conquer my fear of that, because I'm not paying attention to the whole thing that I'm doing. I'm just paying attention to each individual step, which is also really helpful. What's another thing that we do to conquer our fear? I think that having a buddy and someone that you're vulnerable with is really important. So having someone who knows you really well and who knows when to push you and when to kind of say, hey, you did good today, now let's try again tomorrow. I think that that's really, really important.
Yeah, I remember like one time there was this giant box and it was like in our driveway, and I was like, we're gonna jump this, and I kept bailing over and over and over again, and I like forgot that the camera was still rolling, and I was just like, I'm never gonna do it, I'm a POS, like blah blah, like putting myself down, and I was just like over it, and like you can hear Rebel being like, hey, like you got this, it's okay, and like I still was like just kind of stuck in my head, and eventually she went in and I was alone, and it was like my thing was that I had to like pep talk myself, and then like I was just thinking like about her doing it and like her support, and then like sure enough I was like, okay, you got this, you can do it, and I like skated to the end of the sidewalk and I got speed and I jumped over it and I landed it, and I was like, what the heck, it just took me like 30 times. But it's all about knowing like also like what you need, so you have someone supporting you, but also that doesn't work for everyone, because some of us just get more like tense when someone keeps saying you can do it. So you might be the type of person that like thrives like alone, so just make sure you're still safe in a safe environment, but sometimes you just need to be your own cheerleader too. So
yeah, I think it's about knowing yourself, like who are you, what do you need, what helps you in what moments, and being able to communicate that, because I think it's also like a big thing when we're scared, and like sometimes I'm scared and I'm like, hey, I need this kind of support, and if I don't say that and then I'm expecting that kind of support, like that's not gonna work. That's not gonna help me feel better.
Skate buddies and skate partners are amazing for that help.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes you could just like go on Instagram or whatever social media and ask for help too, and be like, hey guys, I'm really trying to do this and I'm struggling, do you have any advice? And just having a bunch of other people give you information on how like they do it will also help you.
That's helped me so many times. I've not been able to do something or been scared of something so many times and just gone on Instagram and been like, I'm terrified right now, and people are like, you got this, and I'm like, oh okay, maybe I do got it. Sometimes it is about like watching other people do it and seeing how they do it. So like knowing exactly what you need to do, like knowing exactly like getting up.
I do something that is like next level kind of creepy to do that. I actually showed her. So if I see something that I really want to do, like let's say it's on like an Instagram video or something, and I see someone do this awesome trick and I'm like, what? My brain cannot compute. I want to learn this, and I'm like struggling. So I'll like screen record it, and then I'll edit it into slow-mo so I can see each step, so that way I can learn how to do it. Totally creepy, because this person's like, wow, Chev has like a video of me of slow-mo doing a trick, but guess what? It's because I think you're amazing and I want to learn it too.
And you know what? That's called skills training. And so what skills training is all about is knowing what you're about to do so well. So training yourself and getting the knowledge of exactly what you're going to do, and having that knowledge and having that like oh, I'm confident in my ability to actually accomplish this, that helps to reduce your fear as well. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
More information, more confidence in it, I suppose.
Yeah, and what we were talking about earlier also is called systematic desensitization.
Ugh.
And what that is, I know that's a really big word, but what that is it's just like forcing your body to get used to it. So relaxing your body before you go into a trick or go into skating. So this can be like meditating, or this could be like taking deep breaths, or this can be stretching. Something to do to actually relax your physical body, because your physical body, when you're so scared, it gets super tense. And so anything you can do to relax your body, the less fear you're going to have.
So basically what she's talking about, if you're anything like me, have you ever started to skate down the street or get to the skate park and your heart is pounding and your hands are sweaty and all of a sudden you just feel like you're kind of shaking, and then like you can't even like bend your knees, like all of a sudden your body is just like fight or flight mode, and you're just like, I don't know, and it's like the fear and anxiety of it. And sometimes it's because there's like something valid there that you're like, I'm nervous about this. And sometimes there's literally nothing but your fear itself. So for me, I kind of have to just like push through and like warm up, and I'll notice like I'm not skating like I should be. And I've even like fallen before because like all of a sudden I'm so stiff that I don't have that reaction time. So it's definitely like good to like have some good music that like makes you feel mentally like in a good place, and just cruise, and just know that once you start getting your body moving, because skating is exercise, so it will release those endorphins, you just have to keep going, and eventually all of a sudden you'll notice you're warmed up, and you will like all of a sudden be like this masterful skater, and you're just like, oh, okay, that's gone. I've gone to the skate park and been there for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes before I even started hitting the ramps, because I felt so tense and nervous and like scared of like people being around and everything. So you really just need to kind of like give your body that warm up time. So it does help if you do some kind of like stretching before, get your body moving. Like it definitely does kind of loosen you up and get your body like in that motion.
Deep breathing even. Yeah.
Another thing that really helps me, this is more of like an anxiety than a fear, but they go like hand in hand, I suppose. I breathe in and count 4 slowly, and then I breathe out and count 4 slowly, and I just keep doing that, usually at least 5 times, and it slows my heart rate down, and then I'm like not really on that edge anymore. So it's just like a really deep in through your nose, and then count to 4, and then you hold it, and then you count to 4 and let it out. And like breathing exercises can really definitely help with that.
Should we try it? Okay, ready? Wow, I already feel more relaxed, and that was just a 1.
But yeah, it's really weird because like I saw it in some stupid movie, and then like I tried it one time and I was like, oh, that was a real thing. Like it's a real
totally
thing, and
helps,
it definitely just brings everything back down, because when it comes to fear, it's all up here.
Yeah, you're just getting riled up, and you have to figure out how to calm yourself down.
Yeah. Definitely. So don't worry. We all have it, no matter what level you are. Just learn how to embrace it and how to make sure you kind of like keep it down, like to where you can live with it, and you're just like, okay, we got this.
Yeah, and I mean, something you said earlier, let's touch back on, like fear is really healthy. It's really good to have fear. So fear reminds us that we are humans.
That you're in danger. Fear is supposed to be
you.
An alert, like danger, danger, and that's why your adrenaline goes, because they know like skating is still something that can be dangerous. That's not, I think that's what we need to touch base on. So skating is not just like, I'm just going on a jog. Like skating can be dangerous. So your fear and anxieties are valid.
So valid.
Especially if you're like, I want to be an aggressive street skater or like a park skater, a derby skater, you can get hurt. you're just cruising down hills. You could easily get hurt. So know that, yeah, there's a fear. So let me be cautious to make sure that doesn't happen. But don't let it keep you behind either. That's why I've said, like, you need to live with that fear and take that fear with you, because it is useful. And skating, you can't, like, people break their bones all the time, their tailbones. You've been hurt, I've been seriously hurt, and it happens. But guess what, that's part of the beauty of skating, is we learn how to get back up and do it again, and realize how powerful we are, more powerful than that fear.
Yeah, you are more powerful than your fear, but your fear is your sidekick and can help you out. Yeah, so those are the things that I do when I'm scared. And I mean, I also will give myself a little pep talk, and I have a little mantra that I say to myself. A mantra is just a thing that I repeat to myself that gives me power over my own brain. And so essentially what you do is you take the 3 things that you're most scared of and you turn it around and make them into positive adjectives, and then you claim them over yourself. If you say that to yourself, even if those things don't feel real, like even if it feels like a lie, you creating a mantra and saying that to yourself will help you whenever you go out and begin skating. That's something that I do a lot when I'm playing a roller derby game, because I get really, really nervous right before playing bouts. And so I say mantras to myself right when I'm about to go out to the jam line. Like, you got this, Rebel. Like, you're going to kill it. You've practiced. Like, you're ready. You've prepared. And me saying that to myself and taking breaths always prepares me for jumping into that bout. And I think that that's really how I deal with a lot of my fear as well.
Nice. I say music.
Music.
I love certain playlists that just help me feel like I am this ultimate, total BA, like bad BZ, like
bad BZ freaking to the max.
I have like a Riot Girl playlist. I have this other one that's like, it's kind of crude, but like I don't care, because it's like, this is what I need. I need to feel like I'm a whole nother person, because it's like, I make this playlist that makes me who I want to be. It's like untouchable and like can do whatever they want and powerful. So like I like will put that on, and then it changes the whole freaking mood. All of a sudden I'm like, you got this. Like, you can just like, all of a sudden, like, even while I'm getting ready, I'm just listening to it, and I'm like, yes, I'm like, I've never lived anything that's going on in this song, but I feel like I am, and now I feel like I can take on the world. So like, I'll put my little speaker on, and then I just start cruising, and I'm going. Or like, I have friends that have like, same thing, they'll put like one headphone in at the skate park, and they'll just like start going all of a sudden, because it's like, you're just like riding that transition with the beat of the music, and you just get lost and you feel that power. So I think music is a very powerful tool as well in getting rid of those fears.
Yeah, I'll link down some of Shev's playlists in the description bar below. But I think also important to remember to keep, if you're roller skating outside, keep one headphone in and one headphone out to make sure that you are as safe as possible.
Or get a little speaker. I get like the clip-on ones. You just clip them to your belt loop.
Yeah, we have a really great one. I'll link that one in the description bar too. Those are all my tips for getting over your fears.
Anyways. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Queer Girl Straight Skates.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe, because it means a lot to me and it helps me as a YouTuber.
And don't forget to follow me, Shev, aka Fat Girl Has Moxie, on Instagram. The IG.
If you need any roller skate stuff, you can get it at Planet Roller Skate, where they have everything from helmet to toe stop. And until next time, later, skaters! Boo! No, okay.
It doesn't work.
No.
It's funny. Every time she thinks,
stop!
See? She forgets she's the scaredy cat.
I'm
every relationship,
just jumpy.
One person scares and the other person gets scared.
I'm just jumpy, that's all.